The water here looks much better. If a little stiff, but, you know, better than nothing.
These docks are reserved for the Imperial Envoy of Aedyran.
Dude, look at his beard, like, fading away, like, if I get so much as 5 feet away.
I'd get out of your hair.
He's out on official business. Hey! Turn around and sail back to wherever you came from. This dock is reserved for the Imperial Envoy. And he's late. Huh, probably died at sea. Good riddance.
The name's Envoy Gerald. What was that about good riddance?
Ugh, shit.
Nice.
Forgive me, Envoy. I meant nothing by it. A slip of the tongue. Can we start over? Name's Cynric, captain of the local militia. We're a
Terrible
scrappy
name.
bunch, but we know our way around Paradise. Unlike most Aedyrans who couldn't find their ass with both their hands. Oh, present company excluded. They told me you were godlike, but I didn't know what to expect. Your face, it's so... Ooh, on second thought, why don't I just shut up before I say anything else I regret?
Now there's a good idea.
No doubt you've come for the Aedyran ambassador, but he's gone, along with our claviger.
You're what? They left town at the same time?
No, there's some kind of blight in the wilderness and rumors of plague. They went to investigate. Nature has a mind of its own in these parts. When the ecosystem changes, we ask ourselves how and why.
Leaderless and rudderless is the natural state of things in Paradise anyway. Keeps things interesting.
Who or what is the claviger?
Well, he's the closest thing we have to a local authority. Part keeper of the keys, part bald fist.
Paradise's mayor, more or less. Most people out here aren't fond of established hierarchies and titles. So we made up some new ones.
Well, I have a missive to deliver from the Emperor of Aedyr.
I'm sorry, Envoy, but no one's here to receive it.
Nonsense. There's a small army of pickpockets, smugglers, and scoundrels between those walls who'd be happy to take it off your hands.
Just ignore him.
Where did you say they went? Because I've got an idea.
They traveled northwest to the Strangle Route, past the old Pargroon Wall.
You need to find the ambassador, and I need to find the claviger. How's about we partner up?
How's about you introduce yourself first?
Name's Kai. I've been a soldier, a sailor, and a halfway decent baritone.
He's a troublemaker, but a damn qualified one at least.
I knew you had a soft spot for me.
What business do you have with the claviger?
Claviger Aemond helped me get on my feet when I came to Paradise a few years ago. Last time we spoke, he sounded worried about things.
Why is this
He's
guy's
gotten
voice so
himself into
familiar?
trouble. I owe it to him to help out.
He sounds like really familiar. What is he from? I think I know this. Can I trust you?
If there's one thing you can say about Rowatayans, we're no backstabbers. We handle our disagreements face to face, with lots of yelling and violence. You'll vouch for me, right, Captain?
Garrus.
Better to have him and not
That's
need him,
Garrus.
I guess.
Vicarian.
That's the nicest thing you've said about me.
I was gonna
all
say, it's been a
day.
hot minute since I've
before
heard
you
that
go.
voice.
Remember, you're taking a distinguished veteran into the wilderness. Make sure he comes back alive, or the Steel Garrote will have my head.
Better yours than mine.
Before I head out, what's this about the steel, Garrett?
The Steel Garrote are here as guests, helping Aedyrans like yourself keep the peace. Or so they say.
I'll be sure to tell them you're doing a good job.
Maybe it's better if you don't mention me at all. Speaking of the Steel Garrote, fair warning, their leader, Inquisitor Ludwine, is eager to greet you. Or possibly interrogate you.
Ludwig? Nobody told me she was here.
Wait, you know the Inquisitor? Dare I ask how?
Oh! After. I like that one. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this just because it's the spiciest thing. We were lovers before her incident in the Deadfire.
Well, that must have been awful. I mean, considering everything that happened. I heard she's a monster, the personal handmaiden of the Burned Queen. But that's not all. They say she fell in battle in the Deadfire, and death spat her back out.
Any idea what she wants with me?
To catch up on old times, I suppose?
We'll have time to worry about Ludwine later.
Great. Something to look forward to.
First, we've got to find your ambassador and my claviger.
Okay. He's our companion. Cool. So he's got a blunderbuss. And he can burn away webs, brambles, or other flammable objects. Cool.
I'll bet you're glad to be on dry land after that voyage.
Oh, that cape looks awful.
Let's get you some fresh air.
Oh my god.
Thanks for taking Kai off my hands.
Can I talk to him?
The local militia's lax at the best of times, which these are not.
Right.
Pargrunen left these beacons all over the island. They're good for finding your way around.
These?
Think, dimwit. Ambassador's pocket. That's enough for now. We got a listener.
Hey! Better watch your step.
Keep walking, Outlander.
Yeah, nice try. It doesn't sound as good if it's not a dark elf.
Piss off. Haven't you heard it's not pull up? Watch where you're going. Wouldn't want you getting hurt now, would we? Get lost.
Wonder if I can just straight up attack these people. Would be funny. So you just kind of hang out here, huh?
Feels like the living lands is growing wilder every day.
Greetings, friend. You look like you could use a fine weapon or a sturdy shield. Not to worry, Volter is here. I suggest you take a look at my wares before you speak to Daggerda. Who knows what mood she's in today?
The fuck's a Daggerda? Where'd you get your wares, eh?
From legitimate sources, clearly. From traders and adventurers, mostly. And a few used pieces from people down on their luck.
I didn't consider the legitimacy of your wares, but I am now.
Apologies, friend. People see me selling weapons on the harbor and call my morals into question. I assure you, all of my wares have been vetted for quality and polished thoroughly to remove any unwanted stains.
You're not doing much to gain my confidence.
Well, I believe my wares speak for themselves. Figuratively, I mean.
Alright, what have you got? Common Greatsword! Hey, how much money do I have? What can I sell him? Am I allowed to sell him things? Yes, I can. Here, you can take this. Here's a spoiled cabbage and cucumber. Delicious. I'm sure you can do something with those. And you can take this hammer, because I know I'm never going to use that. And I will buy this from you. Whoa. Oh, no, yeah, that's correct, yes. Great swords. Swing moderately
Please,
slowly with a
how
high
hard is
stamina
it to answer a
cost.
question?
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do sword and grimoire in this hand. And we're gonna do full-on greatsword
Question.
over here.
I don't trifle with
Ooh.
swords.
You're tearing my home apart. Never mind.
That is moderately slowly, but it could be worse, honestly. I love that. That's a nice block stance. That's look at that. A real block stance. Holy shit. That's a nice high guard. That's a really nice high guard. And what's the heavy? The heavy's ridiculous! Oh, I hate that. I kind of wish it was a thrust. The fact that he does a big overhand swing like that is really dumb. Oh man, that's too bad. It doesn't look that bad in first person. I do like that it is a fancy greatsword as well. It's got that nice little design towards the hilt there. A fence, eh?
Standing in my light.
What light, dude? You're literally sitting in shadow right now. I'm gonna take your apples. Fuck you. Hello, lady.
I can't believe how rude everyone is around here.
God, you look like a teenager. You're the one shouting.
Only because they've been ignoring me. How hard could it be to find a watcher?
Did somebody say a watcher? I might be able to find one. What's it worth to you? Actually, no, wait a minute. I don't know. I just got here.
I was afraid you'd say that. I need to speak to one, fast.
Sounds serious. Someone in trouble?
Something more like. A band of Zorips invaded my house. What am I gonna do?
Oh, Zorips, eh? I can handle giant lizards. Let me help.
Then take my house key. It's northwest of here. That cabin on the cliff all by itself. Gods know I can't go back. And there's nothing to steal either. The Zorips saw to that. Come back when you've dealt with them. And make sure you get their leader, too. I'm sorry, but I don't think they'll go quietly. You'll have to kill them.
You'll get your cabin back. That's a promise.
Thank you. That may not be worth much coming from a stranger, but I mean it.
I kind of don't trust this lady. It's almost too honest of a quest setup. Also, bitch, you've got a nice little axe there. Why don't you go do it yourself? God damn. Gotta go get a watcher to do it for you. Like, come on now.
I've come in search of lost treasures. Have you heard any rumors of such things in the area?
I suppose so, actually. There are some Pargrunan ruins to the north, just across the river from the Strangle route. The Pargrunan are said to have left behind many treasures.
Very good. I will remember. You will be justly compensated upon my return.
Yeah, sure. Just be careful, all right? The land gets more dangerous the further north you go. No telling what might be waiting for you.
Do not worry. have no fear of supposed dangers.
All right. Well, good luck.
Yo, look at that thing up there. I do like that you can just kind of climb about just literally anywhere and everywhere. It's kind of neat. Lavager's Landing, eh? Oh, am I like in someone's home and I shouldn't be? Ooh! Hey, there we go. Common male aubrek. Nice. I really look like a discount Geralt. It's like my fucking Halloween costume. Grenades? Oh, god damn. Okay. We got grenades now, eh? Common spear. I can take it and sell it. Oh, a chest that unlocks with picks, eh? I don't have any. Well, at least I can unbar the door and come back later. God damn, that's bright. I could dual-wield spears like a, you know, Dark Souls 2 or something, but I think I'll just sell it instead. Because I have no real use for 2 spears.
Nice to see you again.
In fact, yeah, just sell both of them. Because I'm not going to use either of them again. If I'm going to dual-wield, I'm going to dual-wield swords.
What harm could some new armor do? Hmm? Heading out to the wilds? Make sure you have everything you need.
You got a
don't
big
wanna...
forehead, lady.
Kai, I told you not to show your face around here again.
Come on. You're not still mad about that hunting knife, are you?
All right, no. You're clear. But you better pay up front this time.
I knew you'd come around. You miss me.
I'll let you think that. I don't mind him. What are you interested in?
Are you and Kai old friends?
Yeah, some of the oldest in Paradise. He's a headache, but that's because you want him to come back alive.
So you do care.
I lied to the Garrote for you. Do I have to spell it out?
Let's see what you got for sale. Can I see what this stuff looks like? Common Brigandine. It's heavy armor. Common Mail, which we just got. Common Scale, which looks sick. Common Gambison, which is the shit, son. Gambison. Oh, ooh, ah, ooh, I like the way that looks. Durable Greaves. Iron Gauntlets. Oh, she does have lockpicks. In fact, she has 3. Hey, give me those, actually. Thank you. I don't intend on doing anything nefarious with these.
A newcomer like you.
Dagerda.
Welcome to Dawnshore, traveler.
Oh, boy,
My name
you're
is
ugly.
Dagerda. You seem like you could use a nice potion or a bite to eat.
Why do you have
And
hair?
I promise a safe and pleasant transaction, despite whatever Walter told you.
Walter warned me about you.
I'm sure he did. He'd rather chase off my customers than admit he was wrong.
What happened to break up your marriage?
To be honest, stranger, I'm not inclined to go into it.
Marriage? I didn't...
He
How do I
knows
have
what he
this
did.
information?
And let's leave it at that.
Why am I so... Why is the camera so high? Why am I all the way down here? What do you got? Ah, you're the potions lady, eh? Okay, well, I don't need any of that. Thank you, though.
Protect that pretty face. Armor and shield for sale,
Yeah, you really know how to spice somebody up, huh? Oh, that's right. There is no lockpicking in this game. It just opens. Whoops. Upgrade materials. Improved weapons and armor. Can also be combined to create upgrade materials of higher quality. Ah, interesting. Well, we've only really gone like 5 feet into town. I suppose we could look around a little bit more.
Move along, please. Sometimes I wonder whether...
Don't think you can come over here and try to strong-arm me, too.
So I have also seen that there's literally just like zero... you can't hurt people in this game, apparently.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, and talking to people is pretty much damn near a waste of time. There's something close by, I can hear it.
After what happened with Kalisha.
I know, dear, but worrying isn't going to do anything.
You're right. Of course.
Have faith, love.
Oh!
Oh, you must be the Imperial envoy that just arrived. Hello.
Darling, you don't think that...
I don't know. I'm sure you're very busy, envoy. But do you know of any other ships from Aedyr that are slated to arrive soon?
Something wrong? You seem worried. You're right, I am very busy.
Is it that easy to tell? Gods, I must be losing my touch.
We're waiting for our son, you see. He's been living in Aedyr for a number of years now, but is finally coming home.
I just hope he doesn't meet any trouble. I couldn't bear the thought of losing him, too. Not after...
Remain silent. After what?
After we lost our little girl. She was working as a mercenary in the Deerwood. Last we heard, she was traveling to Gilded Vale to check in on Alvra, our other daughter.
But
Sounds like
she
you got
never
plenty
made
of kids.
it. We can only assume the worst.
She may still be alive. You don't know.
I can only pray that you're right, but my gut tells me otherwise.
Apologies, Envoy, but we need to keep an eye out for our son. Be safe out there. The Living Lands are unlike anywhere else in Aeora.
So that was it?
Thank you again, Envoy.
I didn't even do anything. You just asked if there were any other ships coming in, and I literally didn't even answer you. That was kind of stupid. Okay, there's a shiny thing somewhere around here. I can hear it, but how do I get to it, eh? Oh, and I can't exactly climb up everything, it seems. Oh, maybe. Ooh. There we go. Whoa, slow down. And there's just straight up nothing in here. Interesting. Curious. I do love how fast my guy just books it down the road. That's nice. Sprint speed's good. The movement feels really good.
You say the militia have closed Paradise to newcomers, so where should I go?
Well, there's always the shanty town, but, well, you know.
Yeah.
That voice is
I've
familiar
heard
too.
the best things about that place. Is there nowhere else?
Perhaps the Aedyrans are looking for new recruits.
No thanks. I'd rather risk the journey further inland than throw my lot in with them.
Your funeral, I guess. Why not just stay here? I'm sure you could find work around the landing.
Maybe.
Oh my god, what's she from? I know your
Don't
voice.
even bother heading to Paradise unless you've got a friend in the militia. Or maybe Heelguard could pull some strings.
Ah, what are you from? What are you from? Fuck. Fuck, I know that voice. Ah. Also, there's a lot of doors that just can't be opened, which is kind of annoying. We are thoroughly outside of any sort of structural buildings here.
letters won't turn up.
Oh, another quest, eh? Hello, kind sir. Sansa, that's a woman's name.
Que larde. I'd heard a godlike had come to Paradise.
Oh, hey, Sansa. Comes on a little strong, that's all. He doesn't bite.
But to meet you, what an honor. Who is your patron? Were you drawn to this place?
Fuck that. That's pretty gay. I can speak to fish and shoot fire from my eyes. Do I want to just straight up lie to this kid? Yeah.
You can? Wait, you're pulling my leg, aren't you? I apologize. Everyone must ask you such things. Listen, you haven't been to the wilds east of the city, have you?
No, I haven't. I just got here.
Maybe that's for the best. Then have you seen a cartographer in the area? A human, about my height.
Haven't done that either.
He must have gone farther than I thought. His name is Girmund. He's my assistant, and I'm worried about him. I sent him to map the eastern wilds. I knew it would be perilous, but it's been a long time since he's written, even for him.
By perilous, you mean?
Bandits, smugglers, spiders with eyes as big as plates.
Great.
You know how many so-called adventurers I've saved out there?
It's an intrepid occupation.
3, this month.
As I said, if you find him and bring me his map, I'll be glad to pay you for it. I may even have more work for you.
I'll see what I can do.
When he last wrote, he was mapping the eastern ruins. Take the letter. It might help. If you find him, bring his work to my shop in Paradise Town. You're welcome anytime. I have quite the assortment of curios. Maybe you'll even buy one of my maps.
Wanted. Interesting.
Well, that's our marching orders then.
Give me that fruit. Party camp? Excuse me?
Maybe it's superstition, but Audra like this usually marks a good spot to rest.
Sure. Damn, did we really just sit here all day and do nothing? Also, the bright pink light in the lighthouse
That lighthouse has been under repair since Aedyran ships began filling the harbor.
Did they know I was looking at that? That's crazy.
You know, for most people, getting sent to the Living Lands is a punishment. But, according to Steenrick, you're the personal envoy of the Emperor of Aedyran himself. Quite a position.
I distinguish myself with the tall grass. I've seen more than my share of battle.
Tall grass, huh? Even in Rauatai, you lot are the stuff of legend. I guess I should count myself lucky our paths didn't cross sooner. But that raises a bigger question. Why would your emperor send one of his most accomplished warriors all the way out here?
I'm investigating the Dream Scourge.
Oh, that almost does sound like a punishment. I don't know how you investigate a so-called plague of the soul, so better you than me. Being a godlike, I don't suppose your patron deity gives you any unique insights into matters of the soul, do they?
I don't even know who they are.
I thought every godlike knew their god. That's one of the stranger things I've heard. And out here, that's saying something. Sorry, these are unusual times.
What do you mean?
I haven't met anyone who's really seen the Dream Scourge yet, but that hasn't stopped people from worrying about the rumors. Refugees are flooding in from outlying regions. The guards are restricting access to the city. And people are making offerings to the gods for everything from hangovers to indigestion, just in case.
What is known about the Dream Scourge?
Not much. It's hard to separate fact from rumor. I've heard it changes people, makes them confused, disoriented, and eventually violent.
Sounds
no
like
one
that's
seems
what
to
you
know
came
exactly
across.
how it starts.
I don't know how it starts, but I've seen how it ends.
And here I was hoping for good news. Unfortunately, the presence of so many Aedyran troops and the rumored exploits of the Steel Garrote paladins supporting them is only making a tense situation worse. I think that's why the Clavenger accompanied your ambassador.
Why are you looking for the Clavenger anyway?
I was in rough shape when I came to Paradise a few years back. Clavenger Amond helped me get settled here. If he's gotten into trouble, the least I can do is help him out of it. Especially if he's following up on rumors of the Dream Scourge. But what about you? What's your stake in things? Besides your orders, of course.
Something here calls to me. I don't know what it is, but I feel a connection.
Just be careful where you say that. That's the kind of talk that may get people thinking you've got the Dream Scourge. I'll let you get some rest, but thanks for talking. It's good to be part of a squad again, even if it's just for a while.
Why is it called the Dream Scourge anyway?
They say people afflicted with it have strange, vivid dreams and start confusing them with reality. What starts as a light daze becomes severe disorientation and eventually a bent towards chaotic violence. And then, fungal growths take over your body. So Dream Scourge.
Fungal growths. Like mine.
No, Dream Scourge is different. It spreads all over. Still, if you see any new mushrooms sprouting up anywhere unexpected, let me know. Until then, look on the bright side. The Living Lands is filled with people and things that are likelier to kill you first.
What can you tell me about Paradise?
It's the gateway to the Living Lands, a scenic port city that's as beautiful and dangerous as the wilds around it. Most visitors enjoy some mariner's porridge at the Ballarrock, a back alley shakedown, and then the sudden return of that porridge out of one end or the other. Then, if they've got any sins, they turn around and take their chances back where they came from, with authentic tales of their adventures in the Living Lands.
You don't seem to think much of Paradise, or the people who come here.
Don't get me wrong. It's a great city. In part because it's great at winnowing out people who have no business being here. The Living Lands means a hard-won second chance for the people who settle here. But first, you've got to survive it. And the island gives no quarter.
The ultimate proving ground. Place to see what you're made of.
The folks who say that either last the longest or the shortest. For a lot of people, the Living Lands is a last resort. They come fleeing war, debt, famine, the law. Take your pick. For others, it's freedom. To seek glory, to redefine yourself, to live in a way you can't, maybe even on pain of death wherever you come from.
What is it to you?
Oh, little of everything.
Easy answer.
Rawatai is famous for storms and rocky soil, so I figured if I'm going to live in a hostile environment, why not pick some place where things grow? It seemed like a good idea at the time. Used to be. If you could last out here, you could count on being left alone.
Until the Dream Scourge, you mean?
Dangers in the wilds is nothing new out here, but something about the Dream Scourge is. And if that weren't enough, a lot of people aren't too keen on Aedir's presence and affiliations out here. Hilgard's new embassy and his alliance with the Steel Garrote smell like the authority and order that a lot of people came here to leave behind. But I don't mean to put that on you. I imagine you're tired of having to answer for every Aedyran who sneezes into somebody's stew.
I've got some questions about you.
Ask away.
When did you come to Paradise?
That must have been 6 years ago now. I guess I was drifting, looking for a change.
Change from what?
I was living in a settlement called Thirdborn. It's a rugged little place, lots of Rowatayan expatriates.
You still haven't told me why you left.
You're pretty nosy, aren't you? I can see how you and Inquisitor Ludwig got along. Things just didn't work out there. Let's leave it at that.
What did you do before you got to the Living Lands?
I joined up with the Rowatayan Navy as soon as I was old enough. I was part of our campaign to establish a foothold in the Deadfire Archipelago.
What was that like?
Starting out, it was exciting, purposeful. I believed in our mission. We were returning to our ancestral homeland, reclaiming fertile soil that would feed Rawatai. Additionally, we were helping Deadfire, bringing organization to the pirate-ridden archipelago, civilization to our distant Wana cousins.
Yikes! Sounds familiar.
To Aedyr bringing order and civilization to our lawless frontier? Then I hope you learn from my mistakes faster than I did. The Huana didn't want us there. We spent almost as much time fighting the tribes as we did pirates and Wilder. And it was hard to see how any of our fighting and dying was feeding people back home. I'd always heard that war was supposed to temper us, strengthen us, but I didn't see that either.
What did you see?
Some fell apart. Some bought into the cruelty that our continued presence required. Others didn't buy into it, but went along with it anyway. And that bothered me more somehow. I deserted. And I bounced between different mercenary companies for almost 10 years.
Desertion is a serious crime in the Rowatayan Navy.
That's why I never returned home. There were only so many options for a Rowatayan deserter with no training and anything else. As a mercenary, I figured I could at least choose my battles and my crew.
Same shit, different uniform.
Yeah, it just took me a little longer to figure that out. Being part of a squad kept me going. For a while, anyway. By the time I came to the Living Lands, I'd seen enough. Had enough.
You find something better here?
I did. Yeah. For a while. Look, if I can give you some hard-won advice, stay on your toes. You're in a difficult position. Whatever your role asks of you, make sure it's something you're willing to give. Because you're the one who has to live with the consequences.
Believe me, I know.
I figured.
You're originally from Rawatai.
What gave it away? My finely pointed teeth? Or the striking blue of my scales?
Exquisite skull ridge.
I usually hear that from someone who's enjoyed the height or position to fully appreciate it. But I'll never turn down a compliment. As rare as we are in many parts of the world, it's nice to be appreciated as something other than a magnificent bruiser.
You know, we have, I'm not even gonna try that in Aedyr, you know.
Fair enough. My people are known to roam. Rauatai's hardly a hospitable environment. Many of us end up settling elsewhere, or making a living on the go. That's where you get the popular image of the Amawa bodyguard or mercenary.
Weren't you a mercenary?
Don't sell me short. I've also been a drifter, a middling carpenter, and a terrible card player. We should play sometime. I'll show you.
I've been to Rauatai. I remember the near constant storms.
Then you must have come during our sunny season. Lashed by storms and battered by waves. The rough country. And old trenchers say it's made us who we are.
Trenchers?
We do a lot of digging for irrigation, drainage, warfare, the occasional village tournament. Anyone from Rauatai has spent enough time in some kind of hole in the ground to be on a first-name basis with the worms. So, trenchers. Those of us who leave are scramble roots, hardy weeds that can survive just about anywhere.
Adversity builds strength and character.
You'd fit right in with the Ranganui's inner circle. It's true that the same things that make Rauatai a difficult place to live have shaped our people and our kingdom. Our coral masons have built living harbors and fortifications along the coast to protect our ships and shelter our cities. For all our shortage of fertile soil, Rauatai's land is abundant in saltpeter, copper, iron, most of the other materials you need to outfit your military with weapons and cannons. We value struggling and striving together. It helped us survive and build one of the most powerful navies in Aeora.
Yeah.
It's been hard-won across a variety of conquests, cooperatives, and trading colonies. Some of the traditionalists worry that prosperity is making us as complacent and soft-handed as our rivals. Same as traditionalists everywhere. Me, I prefer the simplicity of the living lands. Kill the thing that's trying to kill you, and hope it has some edible meat on it.
Let's talk about Dawnshore.
What do you want to know? Should I break out the book?
Let's talk about Dawnshore.
Sure. What's on your mind?
Okay, never mind, I guess. That's all. Good night.
I'll be here if you need me.
Weird. So there should be a means to... You can display different totems at the shrine.
After your voyage, it must be nice to spend the night on dry land. Personally, I've always found the rocking of a ship to be soothing. As long as I've got my feet facing the bow, that is.
Huh. Enchanting Station. Unique weapons can have their primary enchantments further improved. Ah, but that's only if it is... already pre-enchanted, yeah? Cannot be undone. But that's what these are for, okay.
I haven't seen this much excitement in a while. Perhaps I've got you to thank for bringing it with you, Envoy.
Christ. I should have made the text bigger. Some of this is kind of hard to read with all the italics. Okay. I don't even have enough to upgrade any of these things anyway, so... That's good to know, though. Hardy stash, huh? Okay, so I can store my junk. Things that I'm probably not going to use, so I'll put away these things, because I know for a fact I'm never using that one. Not really sure what to do with the rest. I'll keep the bow just to be safe. In case I need to do long-range stuff, but otherwise should be fine. How do I sleep? Is this my bed? Is it this one over here? How do I sleep? Or do I interact with the Aedyran Way Shrine or whatever? Oh, rest for the night. Yeah. Okay, it's daytime again. Cool. I guess that's how that works.
Really is tits. Someone was actually brazen enough to sneak into the camp for this. This.
People are angry. They can't see how much good we've done for everyone since we got here. They'll come around, though.
Yeah. I just hope Inquisitor Ludwig and the Steel Garrote don't see this and take matters into their own hands.
Agreed. Nobody deserves to die for this. And that's exactly what would happen to those bloody fools. Just another day in paradise, eh?
It's pronounced Paradise.
Build another palisade just like the last.
Paradise
when
nuts.
This one falls, what'll you Aedyrans do then?
Die alongside you, probably. You fall, we fall. It's that sort of thing.
If the stone wall up the road didn't last, your pointy sticks don't stand a chance. And neither do we.
Look out, sir. Can't guarantee your safety past these palisades. Watch out once you get past the palisades. The Strangle-root is apparently hostile to life, as the scholars say. Wait a moment. Oh, Birth, eat my soul. You're the Envoy. Sorry, didn't mean to be so informal.
I hate that it says in the flesh. But yeah.
They said the Emperor sent one of his best and brightest, and Aethys knows we need the help.
Your reputation precedes you.
I hope your voyage here was smooth as good butter. I know maybe too much about rough seas, what with serving in the galleys.
Jeez. Stare into the middle distance. Stare. Just stare. Just start staring at him. I lost most of my crew in the shipwreck at Fort Northbreach. And the Fort Stedman tried to kill me.
Did you deserve it? Kidding, kidding. Sorry to hear, Envoy. The living lands is dangerous. We should be sticking together. Can't imagine what might have possessed them to do that. Hope it isn't the damn soul plague. I haven't seen anything like that before. It seems to change people. Animals. Feels sometimes like the plague is alive somehow. Sorry for the glib tongue. I've tried to be more proper before. Didn't work. I'm no good at niceties, including abiding by most rules. The law and I aren't exactly the best of friends, no. Although, I think that's Adyran's problem. I was mostly just stealing food. If you're born to the wrong social class, Aedyran makes climbing the ranks rather difficult. Anyway, that's all in the past.
I wasn't born in the right social class either, but I learned a lot from that experience.
Learned? No, absolutely not. What I've learned is you can either obey the rules or die. I got caught for my many small, petty crimes and spent about 6 years on the prison galleys. Then, a year ago, an Aedyran official came to the jails and told us we could serve the Empire for a shortened sentence or rot. You can guess which I chose.
You're free after that?
Oh,
You're a funny one, Envoy. Free. Am I free after this? And they say the Aedyran. All in all, it's a pretty sweet deal. 3 square meals, bed of my own, maybe even a chance to retire as a clerk. Wouldn't mind being bored stupid for a few years. Better than the alternative. But first, even more palisades.
Have you seen any sign of the Aedyran ambassador?
He and the Clavager passed through not long ago. I didn't much like it, but they refused an escort.
Be interested in the gossip about the Clavager.
Hot-tempered bastard. I think the ambassador's scared of him, but won't do a thing because the Clavager keeps the wheels turning. Good at its job, though. Purportedly. Bad about his confections. Sweet tooth like a hummingbird's. He and the ambassador make a good pair, honestly. The ambassador talks a lot. The Clavager gets the administrative day-to-day done.
Tell me about the ambassador.
Less competent than he seems. You think with all the time the ambassador spends working, he'd have more done. No. I hear he's about a sneeze away from swallowing the muck he's paddling in. Poor man.
Anything about Inquisitor Ludwin? What do you think of her?
Honestly, I'm more scared of her than Wodica. At least I understand why the Burned Queen is so pissed. Ludwin runs the Steel Garrote, Wodica's order of paladins. The only thing they care about is their Burned Queen. There's honor among thieves, Envoy. But zealots, they'll raise the world for their god.
Anything you miss about Aedyr?
About Aedyr. Same hungry empire that is looking to gobble up the living lands. The one that sends people out to maybe die for its ambitions. Kind of you to ask, Envoy. But truth is, not really. Aedyr's fair and good to the people it thinks deserve compassion. But break its trust, and well, Aedyr will make you crawl to retrieve the pieces. You can tell it's a place that worships Wodica. Actually, I miss the pies. The crust's all wrong here.
Why have you set up palisades here?
Just take a look down the road, and you'll see the last palisades we tried to hold. And the ones before them. We're trying our best to keep the wilds at bay here, Envoy.
The wilds at bay, huh? What's so dangerous up there?
The Strangleroot is hungry. Every day, it gets closer. Every day, weirder creatures crawl out from its foliage. Be careful if you're headed out there. Anyway.
Anything else I should know?
Pargrunin beer is surprisingly terrible. Always trust in a Mauen to know where the best seafood is. Pay attention when the locals tell you something. And watch out for poets. Something's odd about them.
Given that I'm rather new here, I'd love your thoughts on the general lay of the land.
Listen, Envoy. I'm here to build defenses against the land. You want geography lessons? Go ask a cartographer. I do know a few things, though. So, ask.
Any settlements of note in the living lands?
No, none. It's all untamed wilderness and feral heathens. I'm joking. Of course there are. There's Fjord, which is run by animancers. Thirdborn, where all the ruffians dwell. And Solus Keep, which has the Pargrunin, who don't like anybody.
Fjord's run by animancers? What?
And happily, too. Sounds like they've got a whole colony of inventors and researchers there. If I want a servant of the Aedyran Empire, I might say it sounds fascinating. Groundbreaking, even. I know animancy is considered blasphemous and dangerous, but Fjord supplies most of the produce we eat here in Paradise. They must be doing something right.
Ruffians and Thirdborn, huh?
Miscreants and layabouts and all those great things. The kind of people who can make a life out of impossibly bad situations. Settlements just as rough and tumble. Wouldn't mind having a drink with the locals, to be honest. They sound like they've got stories. You know what I mean? Heard they're under siege right now, though, by those dream thralls. Wouldn't want to be them, between the desert weather and that.
What do you mean when they say Solace Keep's inhabitants don't like anybody?
I mean the Pargrunan dwarves won't talk to anybody. They stay inside Solace Keep and just never come out.
And what if I do want a geography lesson?
Once again, I'm no cartographer. But you know what they say about continents with small acreage? They've got big personalities. Little bit of everything here. Poison swamps, deserts, snow-covered mountains, volcanoes, acid seas. Because why not? A cartographer might be able to tell you more. I hear there's one in town.
How do you feel about the Living Lands?
That it lives up to its name. Wilder place than Aedyran, which has been stomped into civility. The Living Land scares our empire, I think. Otherwise, it wouldn't be sending its most expendable folk here. Present company excluded, of course. I think the Living Lands won't want to be leashed by the Empire, though. But that's my opinion. I've been here a while.
You think the locals will take well to seeing a godlike?
I don't know. I mean, I know some people in Aedyran think of godlike as blessed by the gods. What with you lot having a divine resemblance and all. Although, I guess some folk think godlike are cursed. Depends on what sort you are. Frankly, I don't know if I've seen your particular kind before. Still, I think there are stranger things than you in the Living Lands, Envoy. No offense, but more importantly... Ask them then. You're a nice distraction, Envoy.
That's all. I gotta go. Hello, there's just a corpse over here. Alright, let's get actually moving on our way, I suppose.
Incoming Zara. Show me
what Hello.
You got. On your right. Mine.
Those
all of
arms
them?
must have been scavenging supplies, too.
Nothing like a win with a good team.
Oh, look, Paradise and matter. When heated, the resin forms a hard coat that strengthens weapons and armor. I think there's something on the upper floor. We might be able to reach it from outside.
Oh. Thanks for that. I would have never been able to tell otherwise. Nice. Grenades. So which... I do need to check real quick. Which quest are we tracking? Whoops, wrong... quests. Here we go. So I'm tracking message from afar. We've got mapping the lands, armor fit for the wilds, and cabin fever. Can we show that on the map? Map screen, yeah. So her house is over that way. That's where the message is. And there's that other one that has us looking for that one guy, yeah? Whoa, look at this. But they really weren't kidding about, like, it having deserts and all that crap. It's kind of stupid. Dawnshore, eh? Eastern side of Dawnshore? Okay, well, now we can go the other way. Which I think we will do. Just to see what we're dealing with.